Technology that Team 3 chose for our ethics presentation was factory farming.
When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you see? What if it was a cage? What if every morning it was a cage? It takes a hen like this one up to 30 long hours in a battery cage to produce just one egg. This is the true cost of cage eggs. She can't stretch her wings, she can't go outside or feel the sun on her back. One of a hen's most fundamental desires is to build a nest and lay her eggs in private. But in factory farms, they are forced to eat, sleep and lay their eggs in a crowded cage. At hatcheries, most chicks destined for factory farms have part of their beaks cut off. Birds' beaks are filled with nerves, yet this is done without pain relief. Male chicks cannot produce eggs and do not grow fast or large enough to be raised for meat. So on their first day of life, they are gassed or dropped into grinders whilst still alive. Every year, millions of male chicks meet this fate across the entire egg industry. Ultimately, their sisters' lives are cut short too. Chickens can live up to 12 years, but from as young as 18 months of age, when their egg production wanes, hens across the egg industry are gathered up and sent to slaughter. Cage eggs have become symbolic of the suffering caused by factory farms. Tomorrow, this hen and millions like her will wake up again to life in a cage. But it's within our power to free them. If you believe in a world without factory farming, then by spreading the word and making kind choices when you shop, you...
Ethical issues with factory farming is the inhumane treatment of animals. The animals are put into places that are unlivable. They barely have any room to move, and diseases spread throughout the animals because there is no ventilation and they are crammed into such tight spaces. The animals are not well cared for, and they are fed antibiotics and genetically altered to produce more of what they normally could, which results in weakening of the animals and could result in death of the animals.
What course of action will do the most good at the least harm?
Is far too productive to shut down. So 1, they can provide better living conditions for the animals. 2, they should monitor workers' actions so that the animals aren't abused. 3, they can stop genetic alteration in feeding them antibiotics to the animals that will better the meat, which will better the animals, and that will also stop antibiotic-resistant diseases. And 4, they should give better feed to the animals, which will also produce a better meat, and that will help the people consuming the meat.
Which alternative best serves others' rights?
The alternative that best serves others' rights will be anything to improve the animal's health and well-being to better the meat. The better quality of the meat will better the health of the consumers and will be better for the animals. The shareholders will also benefit by not completely shutting down the operation, so they will still be making money.
What plan can I live with? Which is consistent with the basic values and commitments of my company?
Knowing that the animals are cared for and knowing that all our meat that we are consuming is not altered helps coincide with my values. These values also coincide with the consumer's values and trusted quality of their meats that they are consuming. And it still goes with the company's values of making money and producing for the consumers.
What course of action is feasible in the world as it is now? At this point in time, it's not possible to shut down all the factory farms, so the only course of action that is possible is to either keep them all running the way they are, or to improve the quality of life of the animals inside those farms.
We have learned in class, we recommend that factory farming be resolved by bettering the living conditions of the animals, monitoring workers when dealing with the animals, and stopping genetic alterations and antibiotic feeding to the animals.
As an ethical engineer, even though this technology improves our production rates, it does not outweigh the ethical dilemma of how the animals are treated and the future downsides of using antibiotics on animals.